What's up, guys? So we are now in week 8 of the Houston Astros 60-game season. It's crazy, but the season's almost over. And we're going to talk about the games that have passed this week. Of course, we're going to talk about some storylines that I want to talk about. And we'll even look at the standings so you guys have an idea where the Astros currently are, especially now when we're talking about the playoff race. And I'll even talk about a possible matchup that the Astros will have. So, one I need you guys to do is subscribe to Sauce Sports so you can be subscribe to Sauce Sports if you haven't, and also click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos just like this. And of course, when we do our live streams from Monday to Friday around 6 p.m. Central Time, unless it's a game day for the Texans, which we'll do an hour before the game and a post game immediately after. But you might want to throw an asterisk on that right now just because of some little issues that we're not usually on time, or we're currently dealing with some things. But click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we are live or when we're dropping a video for you. The other thing, if you guys want a deeper discussion with Ed, Honcho, Wink, Tinny, myself, anybody from the Roundtable, then join the Patreon. Join the YouTube channel so you can be put in that Discord to come chat with us. And also when we do during the game, we'll watch the games and you'll hear us chat it up and have a fun conversation, or have Wink and Tinny get mad at me because I'm like 20 plays ahead of them because they stream while I just use rabbit ears. But aside from that, it's a great conversation, I guarantee you. So here's your two options. You join the Patreon, you sign up for that $5 tier, or you go on become a member of the YouTube channel. Literally, there's a join button right down there, and you join, sign up for that super saucy tier, and it'll put you in the Discord. Those are your two options. So you guys want that, make sure you guys do that, because I'm pretty sure we'll be closing it out so not everybody can partake for this NFL season. But without further ado, let's get going with this video. Alright, so this past weekend, we start things off with a 2-game series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, specifically of what else happened during there. But the Astros were able to split that series 1-1, winning the first game 7-5, and then losing the next game 8-1. So the 7-5 game, I'll give a props, man. The Astros came back and beat the Dodgers all in the 9th inning. So we need more moments like that. The hitting needs to get like that. If they can do, I prefer maybe not in the 9th inning, maybe do it more recent. But aside from that, the Astros were able to handle business and get a big win in LA, in Dodger Stadium. The haters can be mad as much as they want, but they were at least able to get a game from that road series. Obviously, then lost 8-1. Now, the Rangers series. So the Astros win the first game. They're back at home, after going through a rough road trip. Come back to home, get back into a ballpark where they're familiar with, and just hopefully handle their business, especially when you're going up against teams that are of lesser quality. But you know what? The Astros played the first game on Tuesday, won 4-1, and then, so you guys have a reference, it is Wednesday. The Astros end up losing to the Texas Rangers 1-0 in what was a very poor display of hitting. Once again, this is the reason why I keep harping on the hitting, because clearly it has not improved. But you know what? And it sucks too, because Lance McCullers had a great performance, pitched 7 innings, solid innings, and unfortunately, Astros just couldn't give the run support. So it's moments like this when the pitching is actually really good. Even Josh James had a good game. I'll give shout out to Josh James. I don't do that very often, but Josh James had a good game. They do these things, but you don't get the run support, and that is very unfortunate, because I think that's also what's costing the Astros some wins. So there is that. Now, this video is probably going to be dropped around Friday. So the Astros have one more game with the Texas Rangers on Thursday, which will actually be a night game, an evening game, which hasn't been seen in a while. But Edward's going to go ahead and drop the score right there, so you guys know if the Astros won or lost. And of course, this is the game that will decide the series for this home series with the Astros and Rangers. So you guys will know that the Astros either won the series or lost the series. So there it will be right there for you. So those are the games. Let's get going with some storylines. Alright, so some storylines I want to talk about. One, the Astros are starting to get healthy. We're getting players back. We're getting Bregman back. We're getting Altuve back. Like Lance McCullers is back. So those are some good signs, man. Like, I think the big issue is once this team is fully healthy, can we really see them be a dangerous team in the postseason? And to get even more excited, storyline number 2, Justin Verlander is looking like he's getting better and better. They might be throwing him in for one of the last games of the season to definitely get an idea of how he's going to look, and hopefully him being able to go out there and be part of the playoffs for the Astros, which I understand some people may not be thinking that the playoffs is a possibility for the Astros, but it's still in the discussion for the Astros to make the playoffs. So there is that. And storyline number 3, MLB has made it official. The postseason will be in a bubble. Well, not entirely in a bubble. So the first round of the playoffs, which would, I guess, would be the wild card round, which, you know, the higher seed would be the host for that series. It's going to be a 3-game series, all in the host. So obviously best of 3. So first 1 2 wins, moves on to the next round. Then the DS rounds. So in National League games, they will be playing in Texas. So Arlington and New Globe Life Park, or field, I believe it's what it is, Global Life Field, and Minute Maid Park, which a lot of people are kind of confused, and I'll explain a little bit of that in a bit. And then the American League will be playing in Dodger Stadium and Petco Park, home of the Padres. So the reason why they're doing this, it's a National League park. You know, so a lot of American League teams don't go there very often. So it's kind of like a fair balance for those teams to go play there and be able to not have some familiarity. So there's no advantage for one team. And that's the same thing for the American League. These are 2 American League ballparks. For National League teams, they don't really play in these ballparks as often. So once again, and then obviously Global Life Field is the newer stadium, so most teams don't have much experience in that ballpark to begin with. So it helps them. It's kind of like a fair chance. Then you go into the CS. Once again, I believe the CS will actually be in Global Life Field for the National League, and then in the American League, I believe it will be Dodger Stadium. And then the World Series game will be in Global Life Field, which is ironic that the first World Series in that ballpark will not consist of the Texas Rangers. So take that for what you want, and if you want to troll the Texas Rangers fans, by all means, go for it. But yeah, that is the third storyline. So those are the 3 storylines that I want to talk about for today. Alright, as of right now, the Houston Astros are still sitting at second place. As far as winning the division, I don't really think it's there for the Astros. I mean, anything can happen. There's still a stretch of games, maybe, but I'm not holding my breath on it. Now, the Astros do need to pay close attention because obviously the Mariners are kind of inching closer to the Astros, but I don't think that's the biggest concern, and I think that the Astros obviously still have one more series with the Mariners, so that could help pull themselves away from the Mariners. So I still firmly believe second place is still a realistic, is more attainable than what people think it is, just because of the rough stretch that the Astros have had. But mind you, the Astros have also been playing with injuries and inexperienced players. The players are coming back, they're getting healthy. That should be a good sign, at least we hope. And the thing that's interesting was, so they already showed what the would be like if the season were to end right now, who would be playing who in the playoffs. And the Astros will be playing, at least as of right now, will be playing the Oakland Athletics. So obviously they're the higher seed, so then the Astros would have to play a best of 3 series in the Oakland Coliseum. Now, I found what was interesting was Jeff Bagwell was in this Wednesday game, and he was talking about how he's actually very confident in the Astros being able to handle their business in the postseason once this Astros team is fully healthy, because he feels that this team can hit in Oakland, which isn't wrong. The Astros have had pretty good, have been pretty well at Oakland over the years. It's just looks like the year for Oakland, just the way that they've been playing. But you know what? Oakland has choked in the playoffs before, and they have choked in Oakland before. So I guess you can say Jeff Bagwell maybe be a little bit too confident, but at the same time, I can see where he's coming from. But like I said, that's if the playoffs ended right now. Obviously, the Astros have time to get better or worse, but hopefully get better so they can probably get a more favorable matchup. But I mean, you gotta play who you play. At the end of it all, at some point, you're probably gonna have to face them anyways. So I think if the Astros can go ahead and handle their business, and the fact that Oakland does have a tendency of choking in the playoffs, it could be a very interesting affair for the Astros there. So that is week number 8. It's done and over with. The Astros have obviously one more game with the Texas Rangers, and then they'll go into a weekend series with the Arizona Diamondbacks, which will be the final home series for this crazy 2020 MLB season. And then they'll go on the road to take on the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers to finish off the season. And hopefully we'll be talking about the playoffs for the Houston Astros. Hopefully we won't be doing a just a season recap. Instead, we will be talking about playoff matchups, which hopefully we get to do that. But, you know, I feel confident that the Astros can go ahead and maintain their spot at second in the American League West. I understand that they're probably going to go in there with one of the worst records, but I think with this team fully healthy, anything can really happen. So I'm confident, but we'll see we'll get there when we get there. But I'm excited to see what's to come. But yeah, man, so that's all I really got, man. Make sure you guys like this video. Go into the comments. Tell me what you guys thought from this week. What is your storyline that you want to talk about? Make sure you guys go into the comments and go ahead and share that. Also, make sure you guys haven't subscribed to Saw Sports. Click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos just like this, or when we do our live streams from Monday to Friday around 6 p.m. Central Time, or on Texas game day an hour before the game and immediately after the game. So if you guys want to be notified, make sure you guys want to subscribe and click on that notification bell. If you guys want to have a deeper discussion with guys like Ed, Honcho, Wink, Tinny, Ray, you got to get into Discord. And if you want to get into the Discord, you got 2 options. You sign up in the Patreon, get for that $5 tier, or you become a member of the YouTube channel. There's a little join button right down there. You see the little corner right there? There's a join little thing. Click on it and sign up for that super saucy tier, and that'll also put you in the Discord. So you guys can chat it up with us and also enjoy what we talk about during the games, because it's a little too rowdy in there, if you get what I mean. But it's all love, and it's all fun at the end of it all. So yeah. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms at Saw Sports HTX on Instagram and Twitter, and of course the Saw Sports Facebook group, so you'll be notified when we do drop videos, when we're about to, maybe we do like a poll or something to get you guys interacting with us, and of course when you guys find out about our Twitch channel. That's right, we have a Twitch channel. So if you guys want to watch Wink play some Madden Ultimate Team, or you want to watch me play MLB The Show 20 as I try to get this young Edward Honcho into the Houston Astros. He's currently in Round Rock. He's tearing it up right now in Round Rock. It's gonna happen. They're gonna call him up. I believe it. It's gonna happen. So if you guys want that, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch as well. But with all that being said, man, that's all I really got. Check it out, Badoos. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.